I was talking recently with someone the other week, and they were saying that they have a synchronicity calendar. And I said, what's
Hmm.
that? And what they said was that they experienced enough synchronicities that they started tracking them. And I thought, this
Yeah.
is a lovely idea. Whatever we make of whatever this phenomenon is,
Yeah.
we need a science of synchronicity, right? So
Hmm.
start tracking these things, start looking for patterns to the patterns. That's just the yeah, there you go. Great.
Yeah,
So,
this is my synchronicity journal where
oh, that's
every
awesome.
time something odd happens to me,
Yeah.
because you can't really always tell what it means when it happens. You're just
Yeah.
like, that's weird. So I just made part of
Yeah.
when I started working with Mystic, which was the guy who told me about it. This is what I started to do. Is I started, like with dreams, if you're trying to understand your
Sure. Yeah.
psychology better, you just start writing them down. Similarly with synchronicity and being able to go back over them and see things that, because it's multiple parts. There's some of those things would have got forgotten, you know what I
Mm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly, and I think this is the thing that people underestimate, is those memories would have been altered by me retrospectively as I learn more about what
Mm.
happened.
Mm.
So being able to record them in the original form and
Sure.
say, this is the phenomenology that I experienced, and have that recorded in a way that my continual self-narrativization cannot modify,
Mm.
gives you a level of objectivity with the phenomenon that I think is really important.
Yeah, I love that. And I think if more people were doing that kind of study and research into these things, we'd start to, we'd start to move it from, oh, that felt interesting, but moving on now to, an actual study
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
of some kind of scientific quality. And I guess maybe just one last thing I'll say on that front. It's a great example, I would say, of the kinds of phenomena that do fall into the category of, um, in a sense, what is the better story, right? Like, no one can prove to you that you could lay out all these synchronicities and either that they are or are not in some way meaningful, right? But like, um, there's different ways of reading that and
Yeah,
interpreting that. And so long as one isn't necessarily using this as like the basis for, a
yeah,
kind of, I don't know, a kind of aleatory, divinization process that's maybe they're going to, sort of reject any kind of rational decision-making process and leave it all up to synchronicity or something, that would probably be maladaptive. But if it's a life-enhancing story,
yeah.
all the more so in some ways. I don't know. So I'm just trying to tie
Yeah,
that
no,
back in
yeah.
because, yeah.
I think it's the sort of thing you have to hold lightly.